Are live. I could turn on the mic, but I'm not sure I need to. I may turn it on anyway, but I'm gonna leave the mic off for a little bit. What's magical about this? It's about 12:20 after midnight, just after midnight, about 20-30 minutes, and I'm not quite sure of the day. Maybe it's the 25th of April 2023. I like saying 2023. We are looking at something pretty spectacular. Welcome to the stream. This is a midnight after midnight show. I was just driving home. I got a bunch of stuff and I took it to the Space Ocean Corp property, Ocean Camp property. Paul Shields, nice. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Can you identify what is different in this picture versus last night and versus the night before and versus the night before that? Launch was on, I think it was a Thursday, April 20th. We are now April 25th, early in the morning. And what do we have here? We have the lights have been turned on at the launch site. Oh, just at the orbital launch platform. They have maybe one or two more lights over at the chopsticks are down too. Oh, shoot. Wow, Brennan. Wow, Fuller. You were ahead of the ball there. I didn't even see that. And you know what? There was a green light over in the tank farm too. They had one green light. So they're starting to get it back in gear here. Yep. Sandeep, good to see you. Connor, still alive, still living, walking the earth. Good stuff. Good stuff. We have practically no wind right now, but I'm going to plug the mic in just to make sure you can hear me. All right. I can hear maybe some type of generator in the background too. It's not very loud. It's one of those subtle generators, but yeah, I thought maybe two, Paul. You too, Brennan, huh? Yeah, me too. I'll get a closer shot of that thing there. So one of the words I was thinking about using was the phoenix rising from the ashes, but this isn't necessarily the phoenix, and it was not necessarily the ashes. So, but it's a similar time. This could be it has a little bit similar to the Acropolis in Greece. I think it's in Crete. In Crete, they have a building called the Acropolis, the Acropolis. And it's a little bit damaged like we're seeing the orbital launch platform. This could be the Acropolis of the South. No tours yet, but maybe in the future. Okay, I'm going to tilt down here. We're going to get this shot there. It has with the air being so still and the bright lights on the yellowish columns, there kind of reminds me of some of those Acropolis type features. Maybe if I don't get so close, it'll look even more so like that. Something like that, where you can't barely make out what it is, but it's something. Yeah, we're still not allowed to park over by the main gate here. That's correct. Maybe tomorrow. But with the wind being non-existent right now, It's kind of like we're in an amphitheater. Plastic mug. That's a new one. Good stuff. I'll zoom in and zoom. No, I'll just leave it there for a few seconds. You know, I was passing by on the way here this evening, before going to the Ocean Camp property. There was a sheriff over at the restaurant that's closed to the public, which has the flaps of the Starship on it. And so there was a sheriff there with his lights on, just sitting there. And there was one Tesla car in the parking lot. So I think maybe somebody was over there in the restaurant. That's typically what happens when someone special is over there. Sometimes they have more than one sheriff just sitting there in the parking lot with the lights on. But tonight was just one. Yeah, Parthenon of the South. That's right, Parthenon. And earlier in the stream, it was pointed out that the chopsticks have come down as well. I'm gonna just get a little closer shot of this. Maybe they should just leave it like this, and people will come from all over, just like they go to some of the other countries to see the marvels of the past. Maybe they'll get more viewership in its current state than when it was ready to go. I know for sure it's going to be much better moving forward. So this is, I don't know what other way we could say it. This is like the comeback. This is the comeback of this is the next, they just had their end of the season, and then they're going to be coming back for the next round. Maybe pretty soon. You know, I heard there was a ship, Sir Chris texted me, he said there was a ship moving over to the Rocky Garden. So maybe I'll go check out that, someone here in the chat named Season. So when I said the next season is, that's a good word there. So, you know, they're doing something over there at the Rocky Garden. I got to check that out tomorrow. Plastic says Plastic Mug, a lot of work to do before flights from Kennedy will be allowed. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone know if they did the same thing over there with, you know, even if they did copy exactly what they did over there, maybe all they need to do next is to put the large metal plate on the ground underneath the orbital launch platform. You know, everything the way it is right now with the with the height of the platform, with the height of the booster on top of the platform and everything else, and the height of the ground underneath the overlaunch platform. Maybe the only thing they would need is a very thick piece of metal on the ground, and then maybe that would do it in a big way. I'm standing in a grassy area, and I can't really see where the one tripod leg is, so I keep hitting it, so apologize. But if it is just a matter of putting a thick piece of metal on the ground underneath what they've already built, then maybe that's a big fix on everything. You know, if they had that thick piece of metal right there on the ground sitting there, I don't know how long it is or its width, etc. But maybe it would have done the job. So, you know, if they've built everything over there in Florida the way they built it here, maybe once they put that thing underneath, it'll be fine. Yeah, that's a good question. Sandeep asked if there's any cracks on the legs. I'm sure there is, and there's more improvement probably for many areas on the site. Yeah, lots more improvement. But now they know where they can spend the money to have the benefits. Yeah. I'll zoom in on a couple of the legs there, see if we can get some. There are some people moving around there too, with some flashlights and stuff. So their night shift. This is the first night shift we've seen. This is the second shift I've seen, but the first night shift I've seen. 2 days ago, I saw some people working on the south side of the tower there, toward the base by the thing that turns a cord, which lifts the chopsticks. But this is the first night shift I've seen. Yeah, that could be it. Paul Shield says maybe fill it up with gravel, got to tamp it down, pack it, then reinforce it with concrete, then thick metal plate, then pray, huh? I like the last part there. That's funny. Yeah, thanks, Chris. It's real nice tonight. Get the chopsticks in the scene here. We're looking at a light at the base of the chopsticks. That's not a star or a planet. That's just the light on the chopsticks. One of the issues, or one of the things they want to be careful of if they have something like a large metal plate underneath it, is they don't want it to slip and slide and move around. It's got to be affixed. It's got to be firmly fixed beneath the platform there. It can't be shifting with raptors hitting it and stuff. Yeah. Well, that's pretty amazing. I think it's pretty amazing. Hey, Clayzone Costa, good to see you. Maybe for the, there's different items which are disposable. I'm trying to think about some kind of examples. What can I think about? Let me see. Today I saw some venting going on at the suborbital tank farm as well. Maybe some of those nitrogen tanks in the suborbital area. So they're starting to do some activity in the west side over by the suborbital tanks. One solution could be, there's a company called Astroforge. I want to learn more about them, but the word forge, I think, has something to do with smelting metal. And they may be looking at, I think I read a little bit a while back, and if I'm remembering correctly, they're planning to have like a kind of a smelter, maybe on the moon, possibly in orbit, but most likely just on the moon, because when you do it in orbit, you got a lot more issues. But it may be that when they start doing their forge on the moon, smelting the metal, they may find that it is stronger and also lighter. Stronger metal and lighter metal, just because they don't have all the as much influence from the gravity on the solidification of the metal. You know, if they were able to make the metal in orbit in microgravity, zero gravity, even at a Lagrange point or something like that, possibly the metal would be much stronger and also lighter. I mentioned this a while back. So if they wanted to take it to the next level, they could go to one of those Lagrange points, set up a manufacturing facility, and start making some of this orbital launch platform metal up there in space, and then bring it back down and put it on the platform. RGB color in the house, good stuff. Yeah, the chopsticks might have to be, everything probably has to be verified at this point. Yep. You know, that's the way it happens every time with any new thing. You know, you do it once and then you gotta check everything. No matter what happens, you gotta check everything just to make sure. So, and after they've checked it a few times, after the after whatever it is that the event is, then they can kind of predict what's going to be happening, and they can kind of judge, just like flying an airplane. You know, the first time you fly it in the experimental aircraft, they check everything, right? They take it apart, they check it. And then after they take it apart and check it a few times, they can kind of create a maintenance schedule. And then even though they're flying it all the time, they can kind of stick to the schedule and fix what needs to be fixed every so often. That's all I got tonight. I just wanted to get up and make sure I got this on video, that they have turned on the lights here for the first time since the launch at nighttime. It's 12:41 in the morning. AM 12:41, just after midnight. Yeah, plastic mug. I did hear something was moved to the garden. I think Sir Chris said it was a rocket. I'm not sure which one. I gotta go check it out. Not tonight though. Tomorrow, probably. Can't guarantee I'll do it tomorrow, but I will do it eventually. I want to mention today I mailed out about 20 of the packages, and I've got about 3 more to mail out. So I did message one person telling them I'm going to send it tomorrow, but there's 2 other people. I'm going to mail the packages tomorrow, but I did send out about 20 something packages today. Thank you very much. I guess I also wanted to say, You know, in the image in the on the if some of you checked out the eBay place where I had some of the 3 different listings, the small, medium, and large, I was running into an issue where in the picture for the small one, I had like 2 small balls or smaller size rocks in the hand, but for whatever reason, I could never find small rocks. I could never be happy putting these small rocks into the bag. So, the medium size stuff was a certain size. It was like as big as your hand or something like that. And I ended up, for many of them, taking like 2 decent sized smaller rocks and kind of sizing them up to the size of the medium. Just unconsciously, I just couldn't put in the little tiny rocks. So if you're surprised by the size of the rocks, yep. So anyway, and I did discontinue these small ones, but sold a good number of them. We're coming out with shipping on the small stuff. It was tight profit margin on that one. So anyway, so I just want to say that. But it's for a good purpose. This is it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So. Thanks, man. Robert. I sent out 4 packets to, we had like 6 project managers were going to join the team, and the president and COO said, let's hold off on 2 of the people. So I sent out 4 onboarding packets for the project managers to sign up and become a team member officially. Yes, I've seen some people picking up the stones as well. Yes, most people do take a few back with them wherever they're living here in Brownsville or wherever else. Yeah, Pipersall. Thanks. Yeah, it is a neat idea. Thanks, Sir Chris. Go Elon. Fabricio Calcing dos Santos. Pull tab. I live here now. I've over 2 years. I've lived here in Texas. I own property. I don't own anything anywhere else. But from Brazil. I actually don't own any property, but the company owns property, so I don't own any property. So in 2020, I think it was at the end of 2020, I decided to sell everything and make a difference in the world. So I sold everything, and I ended up coming here and staying here, actually. But I'm a citizen of the universe. Yep. Pull tab. Yep. Last night and some of the previous nights, there have been some sheriffs, a couple sheriffs here with the lights on the bottom right, with their lights flashing and actively preventing and making sure people didn't hang out along the right side of the road over there between this side of the launch site and the far side of the launch site along the highway here, because they didn't want people stopping over there. But those flashing security guard type people, they left this morning, and so they haven't come back. So that's another thing that's changed. Now we have this traditional sheriff over here. Typically the sheriff on the right is parked alongside here in a driveway, but it does have its light on, blinking and stuff. But that's more probably a cautionary thing than actual anything happening right now. That's just a cautionary, I believe, or it's kind of a little bit of an intimidation, but for a good purpose. Pull tab. I've talked with the sheriff a few times, but it's hard to tell which sheriff it was. There's just so many of them. So, and even if you do get to know one of the sheriffs, they do switch them out after about a year. So, the people who you used to know that knew you, they disappear, and then some new people come. So, I've got a pretty regular changeover of people as far as sheriffs and stuff. Yep. And the universe is a citizen of you. That's correct. Thank you, Purple. That's very neat. Very neat there, Pepperzall. I'm a citizen of the universe, and the universe is a citizen of me. That is a circular statement. Infinity squared. Thank you very much. Infinity to the I power. Okay. I hear a you know when something moves and it beeps? I just heard my first beep. You know when they're moving one of the an excavator or something like that. Yeah. You might be able to hear it. I'll unplug the mic here, let you get some sounds of the launch site. Okay, this is going to be the final 30 seconds of the show here. Hi, Fabrizio. Yeah, everybody here deserves a lot of clapping of hands, all right? Zoom in to finish, I can do that, sure. Okay, that'll be it. Good night. Good day to you whenever you're watching this, wherever you're watching from, whatever mood you're in, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, willing, thinking, feeling, and willing. Wish you the best. We're all connected. The universe was never created. It has always been, and that is the biggest thing. Imagine that. Never created. The universe was never created because it always was. Good night. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.